What's going on, everybody? You're watching All Facts Podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm Wolfban, your host, coming to you high from the red seat. I got the fam in here today. Just got my man Fred over here. What's going on, Fred? Fred, the man. Got Dontinai in this mug. How y'all doing, man?
What up? What up?
Y'all like beautiful black people. Beautiful black people. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm just adjusting my mic again. Hopefully, it don't bother the trees.
Yeah, man, you know, they'd be photosynthesizing and stuff like that. You gotta be careful why they be doing that. That shit fake as hell. I ain't gonna
Got fake sunlight for the fake tree.
Yeah.
It's flourishing.
Yeah. What's going on with y'all, man?
Well, there's a lot of interesting things happening on the interwebs.
The interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
So we starting out deep and mysterious. I like that. Let's get in the mic. We're getting deep and mysterious.
Speaking of deep and mysterious, let's talk about AI.
Okay.
So I know everybody's heard about AI.
Yeah.
It's buzzing right now.
For those for like the people that ain't really smart, can you tell them what AI stands for? Because a lot of people will like hear AI and be like, Allen Iverson, what the fuck you doing?
Okay, AI stands for artificial intelligence.
Check.
You know, so robots. They're among us. I'm just kidding. But artificial intelligence are these programs that people are making in labs that are taught to respond to us.
Right.
So everybody's seen that ad clip here of the weird walking robot dog.
Mm-hmm.
And when they push something in its way, it dodges or goes around it or something like that.
Right.
So they're making less physical versions of that to respond to us in different ways.
What do you mean less physical versions?
Because do you remember, I don't know if you were in middle school or high school. Do you guys remember that thing where everybody went around and they were like, oh my gosh, this thing you put in words and it makes like a story or something like that. And everybody was like, ooh, what did it say? What did it say? They have more advanced versions of those things now. So now you can be like, hey, AI, you know, can you write me a book? And it will, which is really scary.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody here is an artist in their own right.
For sure.
I know I am. It is scary. Scary.
Yeah. Especially because we're not just artists. I think all of us to some capacity also own a business.
Exactly.
Right. So,
exactly. So it is very dark and scary in the internet right now because if you think about an artificial intelligence creating something that you could have been paid to create, that's when it becomes a problem.
Right.
So there's been surfaced insert picture of those weird pictures that we keep seeing where people have like 6 or more fingers.
I've been seeing.
AI.
Yeah, and you know it's so crazy because like when that stuff first started happening, people were really on that shit. Like, what's wrong with these people and stuff like that. But I knew about it because what's the name of that? What's the name of that shit where you download all of those pictures and it was making it was putting the Lenza. Yeah. Lenza was going crazy. Everybody was on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was on that shit. But I was seeing that shit. I was just like, is this the gonna take over like the deep fake thing where people were going around making all of those different especially like naked pictures and stuff like that, because it was already a thing. People were going around making fake shit of like people like Ariana Grande naked and shit like that. Wasn't even up. That's deep.
So it's like the AI is now doing these things, and the more information that it gets, the stronger it gets. So now we won't be able to just look at the fingers and go, because now it's hiding the fingers and pictures, you know, because it knows it can't do hands. There was just a case of an AI impersonating Kendrick Lamar.
What?
His sound.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
That is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because if you can just record a whole album as Kendrick Lamar, you know, do you have to trademark your voice now?
It's tough.
That's some deep shit. You also got to think about like on like a very like watered down and dumb level. Like like all the people that's probably gonna get caught up in like some bullshit scandal in their relationship is just like somebody can just be like, I'm gonna make a deep fake of this dude's girl getting like gang banged or some shit like that. And it's like what do you do as a dude? It's like now if it was something deeper, like something that the government was involved in, you know, they probably got the tech, the decode to figure out that shit fake. But like as a dude, you know, you see 4 dudes with your lady is just like, I gotta break up with you.
That's just 4 dudes with your lady. That's tough.
Whole time it's artificial intelligence. Our robot is coming for us.
Like, what would it take? Like, what would you have to do to somebody to make them go and make a video of your girl?
Very little. Very little. Very little. You ain't got to do shit.
Have you not seen the internet?
Some folks will do that shit just to fuck with you. But like, you know what? This dude's a bitch. I'm gonna fuck with him. See what he do.
If I know anybody that's that smart and you're not working for me, like, I don't know.
Would you even want somebody that smart working for you though?
Absolutely.
But like, what if they like kind of like sociopathic or some shit like that, and they start like trying to fuck with you? Like,
I don't know, man. I feel like I need that person on my side.
But are you then are they really working for you if that's the case?
Yeah. I mean, because, you know, like when it comes to people, I feel like you don't necessarily have to always be smarter than people. You just have to stay focused on your end game. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a sociopath. You could be whatever it is. Just as long as you do what I need you to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then we cool. And I won't cross you. And you know them people you just don't fuck with.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like, if one of them dudes is like working for you and they just want to scam you, ain't shit you can do. They're like, yeah, I took your money, boss.
Nah. Because he can't fight.
I just copied. You gonna download an AI that's gonna whoop your ass.
You spend too much time on that computer because your hands don't work.
Alright, I'm gonna type the shit out your head. For real. You said what? Going crazy.
Robot.
Hell yeah. But what other ways has that stuff been permeating society?
Well, I don't want to, I guess, get too recent, but
might as well.
There was a Twitter user that just created some AI images of Trump getting arrested. And even
saw that.
Yes, and you have all of these images of like 5 police officers running after Trump and him running and getting tackled to the ground, and they look so real. Right. But he's wearing a different color tie in each picture. So you know it's not a real image. Right. And although he did go to court, nothing like that occurred. Right. But since people are not able to discern what's AI and what's real anymore, they think that he got tackled and arrested and he ran from the police and then he went to court and put the fake news and the real news together. Yeah.
Big T ain't running nowhere.
He said Big T. He said Big T ain't running nowhere. But did y'all see his mugshot though? No. But he looked sad. Oh. He looked a little sad.
I thought I saw somebody say that he didn't have a mugshot.
I don't know. It might have been some AI shit.
Oh man,
it's hard to figure shit out now.
I didn't see a mugshot. Oh,
somebody was like,
I really think. I think he got it. Baby, can you Google that? See his mugshot. Yeah, I think because I had me feeling sorry for goddamn Big T. Almost went up there with my MAGA hat. Man, free my man Trump. And then, buddy.
I don't think he did.
Oh, he didn't
have a mugshot taken during his arrest, but they created fake ones.
Oh, so is that one fake?
Those are fake.
Crying.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
And then there's a lot of
that's
AI
the one that I
images
saw.
In
the
orange, him wearing orange, but he never.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's AI.
Oh man,
crazy.
Damn, when I was feeling sorry for some bullshit. That's fucked up.
And then there are people making fundraisers with his fake mugshot. So they're making merch out of it.
Y'all saw what he hell, this might be some AI shit too. Everything's fucking AI. Dontinai just done blew the cap off all of this shit. You can't have a podcast about all.
We are AI. It's an AI podcast.
Now I gotta look at y'all really suspicious. Like, y'all remember the episode of SpongeBob when SpongeBob thought Mr. Krabs was a robot? He said, hey, they was interrogating Buddy. He said, "What color my underwear?" Smack this. That's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Be like, "Hey, Fred."
Hair's looking a little too short today.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, how many fingers you got over there? They look a little
12.
long, goddamn. Well, nah, did y'all see what Buddy Trump said? Something about defunding the police. I think that's real. They got to be real because I seen where people were like rally, like they were like, yeah, like he had other like Trump supporters like, yeah, defund the police. You know that's some deep, like you ain't got no kind of allegiance. You just doing whatever's gonna get you out of trouble. This man done turned his back on everybody that was in his corner, everybody, his lawyer, everybody that was on the team with you is now in jail but you. That's some crazy shit.
Trump low-key 6'9".
Low-key 6'9". Hey, Trump 5. I mean, I don't like Trump. Let me be I'm going right. I don't like dude. But there are things about him that I do appreciate. Like the idea that it's really a character going. Because it's like a gag character. It can't be real, bro. But he really going around saying, yeah, you just got to grab women by the pussy. And
I ain't gonna lie, man. I like what he did for the country. Like, as far as, and I want to be very clear, as far as making you aware of who your enemies are.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like he made the most vile and like ignorant class of people so vocal.
Yeah.
That now they almost can't help but to just identify themselves. And before, it's like you could just walk around. And I mean, I think really even before Obama, people were not, politics used to be a secretive thing. Like,
right.
Well, we want to talk about who we vote for. But then Obama came out. It was like, nah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
But now, then Trump came out, and it's just like, it's like people identify themselves as a Trump supporter. Like, you put that in your bio, Team Trump.
Yo, man, Trump. I remember when I was in like, when was it, 2008? So yeah, I was in like 8th or 9th grade. Yeah. And we were at band practice, and there was a little girl. She was younger than me. She was like maybe a year or two younger than me. And she came up to me and she looked me, she had the gall to look at me in my face and say, yeah, my parents are praying that Obama doesn't win because he's the Antichrist.
Mm.
Ooh.
And at the time, you know what I'm saying, I knew what racism was and shit, obviously. But at the time, I didn't realize like how deep that was. You know what I'm saying? Like that you felt comfortable coming up to me saying it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And granted, you just a little girl, you don't know better.
But a lot of people with the topic of racism don't like know that they're racist. It's just like a borrowed mentality from everyone around them. You know, some people are intentionally racist.
For sure.
You know, I mean, that's what you call like the systematic racism and things like that. But a lot of the Trump supporters weren't even aware that their actions could be perceived as racist at all. And it kind of gives you like an existential crisis because it's like, wow, like we really have that many ignorant people making decisions on behalf of our country. And we do, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think the people that are making the decisions are the ones that are ignorant. It's the people that are voting for them that are ignorant.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I don't even think that they're ignorant. The reason why I say that is because like people like, and I said this on the last show, we suck at like understanding and like putting into perspective time. King and X died in 69. My aunt was born in 55. My high school didn't get integrated until like the 70s. Right? You feel what I'm saying? So like these same people that we're talking about, you got to think about Trump is 70.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? These same people,
They not new.
You know what I'm saying? They've been around. If you watch all of them little video, all of these movies, one was about it had the girl that played in Blackish, the daughter, the twin. She was playing a little girl. I can't think of the name of the movie, but she was playing a little girl from back in the civil rights time, and it was showing just how racist the times were and stuff like that. But that stuff was going on not very long ago. You got the point that I'm making is that King didn't die. He was assassinated. Yeah. Like in 69.
Yeah.
Like these same people went on the kids and stuff that were bullying people that were trying to go to school, that was trying to integrate into these other schools and stuff. These people were bullying. They grew up to become the lawyers and the doctors and all of this other shit. That's why I don't think that them motherfuckers is ignorant. Them motherfuckers they have been the same motherfuckers. Yeah. They've just now been able to like I guess get a glimpse of what they saw their parents living in, and they're like, oh yeah, let's get America back to that, because this is what America was like when my parents were thriving, when things were great for me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a part of it.
I mean, but the great thing about that is like with the invention of social media and everybody being so connected like they weren't before, you know, America will never get back to that sort of standard.
For sure.
Ever. It can't happen.
Sure.
Like, because as something is happening, I can know about it, or
Right.
you can know about it, and we are very, very far away
Right.
from it. So, it's just like the one thing that stands out the most to me is, yes, all of these elderly racist people are still around us, but
Man, fuck them folks.
keyword elderly, so they about to die.
Fuck them folks.
I know.
Oh shit. Oh
I'm
shit.
just saying.
Dontinai got dark.
I'm just saying.
I like dark Dontinai.
They
Yeah.
finna die, cuz.
I mean, am
She
I
said they got
lying?
about
Yeah.
5 minutes
that's
left.
some,
They
that's
finna
some
kick it.
melanated ass humor you got going
I'm
on. That's some
just
dark
saying,
ass
like-
humor. I fucks with that. I fucks with that.
Sorry, y'all.
No,
but,
don't apologize for that shit.
like,
What
time's
that-
a ticking.
what
I mean,
Would that shirt say "fuck your racist grandmama"? We gonna lose
Dude.
all the little white followers we gonna have.
Facts.
It'll be alright though.
I mean,
My
if the
bad.
shoe fits,
Yeah, you know. What I'm
if you're
saying.
not racist,
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, it's a couple of different concepts that kind of embody this whole thing that we're talking about. And I said this once again, I'm gonna say it probably every podcast. You cannot solve a problem by creating the circumstances that cause the problem. And that's what I feel like we do in every facet of society and every facet of socialization that we have with one another, where it's just like, I don't like what the place that I don't like the place where we're at. Let's go back to where we were. Also, you think about the thing that was going on with the Caitlin, what's the last name? Clark?
Mm-hmm.
I believe
And it Cece. Yeah, Cece.
This one.
Cece. Yeah, and Angel Reese. That to me, it was just the
Yeah,
most
Caitlin.
blatant example of like, because the thing is, it's nothing. I don't have anything. I don't think that anybody has anything against Caitlin. I think that everybody was just like, yeah, she's a dog. Like she, you know what I'm saying? She can ball. She going out there dropping 30 on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy. It was the way that everybody else picked it up and what they were trying to make of it, right? Where it was just like, oh, Angel Reese used this, that, and the third because she did the exact same thing. It's so crazy the way that these white people be putting the stuff that they how easily they can compartmentalize the stuff that they do versus the stuff that other people do, and like frame it and label it something completely different. That's some gangster shit. But yeah, and then not Angel, but Caitlin, she came out and said that she didn't think that Angel should be criticized at all for what happened.
Which is the other problem, because like, why does she have to say that? Like, why the fuck they couldn't just shut up?
Yeah,
But it took a little white girl to be like, oh no, she's okay.
yeah,
And they were like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. If you say it,
yeah,
nah, fuck that.
yeah.
Take your L.
Yeah, and this was another topic that I wanted to talk about because I think that this is a real thing. It's a big thing. I don't think that any race is. I'm trying to find the best way to put it.
Can I pause on you right before you make that point?
Okay.
Before we close this on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, did you all hear about the White House invitation?
Oh yeah.
The LSU, because they were the winners, were invited to the White House to celebrate their really big win.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the most watched game in the WNBA for a long, long, long time, right?
College girls.
College, excuse me. I'm sorry. So they got invited to the White House by Biden's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Jill.
Yes. And then she turned around and was like, wow, why don't we invite Iowa too? Because they played a good game.
Yeah.
Boo.
But yeah, like that's never. I'm not gonna say never. I have never heard of that.
What
I never
if
heard of it.
Iowa had won? A lot of criticism was given because if Iowa had won,
Right.
would LSU have been invited as
Right.
well?
Mm-hmm.
That's never happened.
Neither of these are black schools, but whatever.
But
Right. One of them just has significantly more black representation.
mhm.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, yeah, that's one of those things we
Interesting.
just got to be a buck about, man. Like I mean, really, if white people, black people, anybody watching, do you honestly believe that LSU would have still been invited if they had lost and Iowa had won? Like that's some crazy shit to me. And I Biden and Jill went up the hill to fetch that pail of water. She should have stayed her ass up there. With that, she could have left that shit where the fuck it was at.
honestly, beyond racism, I think it speaks to where society is as far as like inclusion.
Right.
Because now it's like there's so many participation trophies going
Right.
on. Nobody can just take a loss. Like, we got to give the loser something. It's like, why do we stop being competitive? Like, the White House trip is supposed to be for the champions, not the runners up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too many people in one picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't even watch sports, so I don't have a dog in this fight.
That is crazy. You know, that the participation trophy thing, man. That's another one. That's another one. But I mean, you think about it, people have been saying America has been getting softer and softer and softer. But I mean, really and truly, I think that it's just, you got extremes on both ends. You got people that are just going to be like hyper conservative, people that are going to be hyper liberal, and those people to me are the same people. They just have taken up different plights, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the same kind of people. They're extremists. They got to find the most extreme thing to, you know what I'm saying, attach themselves onto. They're just leeches. Each side, I don't even like looking at it like sides, but every extreme has leeches, and that's just the way that I view the shit. What I was about to say was, dude, I feel like every race sucks really bad at recognizing the flaws that they have. Each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, black people suck really bad at calling out our own on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And so something might happen. You might go to the Facebook post and see in the comments, and it'll be people condemning it, like, oh, always got to act like this. But it's not like there's an actual push to like say, hey, we need to stop doing this. It's always just like, oh, we complaining about it. At least that's the way that I feel about it. You feel what I'm saying?
I disagree.
I agree. But I think that it has to do with religion. I really do.
That's some deep shit. Explain yourself.
I do, because
explain yourself, they say.
You know, I think that in most, not everyone, in most households, the first experience that you have of community and inclusion is organized religion, right? You know, whatever it may be, even if it's just your grandma when you go over there and she exposes you to that. But in most major religions, they have difficulty with explaining the flaws in their particular religion or the limitations of their religion. It's just all encompassing, no matter what it is. I'm not picking on any religion by any means, but you know, from most of the religions I've seen, when have you seen a major religion come forward and be like, you know, we do fall short of this, but we're still gonna do this, you know?
Churches I've heard churches try to have that rhetoric, but the thing that I'm saying, and I'm agreeing with you, the thing that I'm saying is, when I say that the push that I'm talking about is like actual changed behavior, actual real condemnment of like this action. It's like we just complain about it, right?
I agree with you too, but I'm saying, like, where does one find this accountability? You know, like, does it start in home? Does it start in the religious organization? Does it start at school? There's never any point,
right? I think
you
that's
know,
what I'm
that
saying
we
too.
go through our development where people are like, hey, I tend to call people out too much. You know, I need to calm it down. Yes, clap that up. That's what you should do. When has that ever happened in our development to adulthood? Why
do you disagree, Fred?
Because it just depends on what exactly you're saying we don't call out.
Right.
Because it was like, if we're talking about violence and drugs in the community, there's, you know, 1,000 stop the violence rallies.
For sure.
There's these type of things. I feel like, and I can't speak for other races because I'm not another race, but for black people, I think that there are, I think that there are lots of us that do call our own shit out, right? For me personally, I kind of came up in the way that, like, what happens in our house is our business.
Right.
So we don't air out our dirty laundry in front of the neighbors or in front of the others. And I can remember, and I hope my mom don't get mad, but I feel like I remember times where it was like, don't do that in front of no white people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it goes like all the way to code switching. Like, we just don't do certain shit. So now for me as an adult, I will not go to like if we're on Facebook or whatever, I'm not going to see some white person saying, oh man, it's such a shame what's happening in the black community. And then I go, yeah, man, it's right. Like, yeah, the black community's fucked up, because then I don't want them to turn around and feel like they have that ammo to go like, well, my black friend said that, you know, whatever. It's like, I'm gonna talk about that shit with my niggas. Because
that's actually the point that I was making. It's not, and I can articulate it now. It's not about calling our bullshit on stuff that is in-house. I think the point that I was making is that, going back to the whole point about, not being able to fix a problem by creating the circumstances that cause the problem to begin with. A lot of times we as black people don't nowhere to draw the line as it pertains to our interactions with white people. And it causes us to do despicable shit like support radical black ideas and shit like that. Like, for a prime example is when Nick Cannon came out and said that shit about white people were closer to like monkeys or animals or some shit like that. And you got these black people that's like hyper on this black thing, like black people were the original people, we were this, we were that, you know what I'm saying? And so it turns into any rhetoric that any kind of ways closely aligns itself with that, we're not going to condemn it even if it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? We're not even going to look into it. It got to be right. It's like we start accepting anything that validates our point. And, you know, it's the same thing that white people do.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's more along the lines of the stuff that I'm talking about. Because white people, that's the point that I was making, because white people do that. White people don't bother to look deeper into an issue because if it's not bothering them, I don't have a reason to.
Thanks. That's fair.
Do you think that could tie into going back to what I said about us not learning how to, you know, use constructive criticisms for ourselves or learn to take accountability in that way of our shortcomings? Do you think that on the flip side of that, social media could be aggravating that because of the algorithm? We get like conditioning, if you may, for validating every thought and every action that we have because of the likes and the comments and the pictures. Right. But on the other hand, we don't get any conditioning or validation for when we point out our flaws or shortcomings.
Yeah. And the thing about social media, I actually had to do a little essay about this. I chose the topic. I don't remember exactly what the right term of it is anymore, but the concept is, on social media, because of the way the algorithm is set up, the things that you like, you start seeing more and more of that. So it's like you get caught into this little web, this tight-knit community of people that only agree with you and you only agree with them, right? And so you never have that.
It's very hard to get out of it too.
Right. And you never have anybody to have any pushback. And when you do, it's always because a post has had the other side, the other radicals commenting under it, and so now your radicals have taken that and said, hey, look what these people believe, and now we're pushing back against them. You know what I'm saying? With our other radical ideas, the entire gray middle has been excluded. You know what I mean?
And that's like the difference between like positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement.
Right.
You're only getting positive reinforcement for this particular cause. Even if you were to change your cause, you're gonna get positive reinforcement for that. So like you said, that gray area is
it's
gone,
completely gone. Yeah, it's completely
you
gone.
You don't have people anymore like, I kind of agree with that, or I kind of disagree with that. It's like, I have to be on this side or I have to be on this side.
People don't even want to be disagreed with anymore. Like, you'll see people, like I saw one girl post something that she stated her opinion, and at the end of it, and she was like, and if you have a different experience, stay out the comments, or like basically saying, if you have a different thought than me, don't say shit.
Right.
Like, and it's just like, well, why would you put this there?
Like, if you have a different opinion, then you can just unfollow me or block me.
So
which
boom.
is crazy because now you're not gonna see anybody.
Like
right,
nothing.
right, and that's why I don't do that. Like people always be like, "I'll block you." I'm like, what the fuck is that gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing but get stupider. Like, no, some real shit. Like blocking people don't do nothing but make you stupider, in my opinion. Like if you don't want to see it, I get it, but so everybody ain't got to take up that plight. I understand it. I'm not saying that you have to, but like. You gotta be very careful about what you also don't allow yourself to see, because knowing that the thing is there to me is more valuable than the way that I feel about it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you protect your mental health, do whatever, but like I care more about reality. I don't ever want to get so disassociated with what's going on in the world that I become delusional, where I get to the point where it's just like I don't know about this thing, and the only thing that I know to be true is the stuff that I've gathered around me. Like that's delusion, right?
That is.
And something else that I was going to say. That shit went away. Be like that. But vanilla shaming. This was y'all didn't watch that video, did it? No. Okay, so vanilla shaming is apparently since we're talking about radical ideas, it's when you shame somebody for being too bland about a certain preference that they have, particularly sex. So it's like it used to be like
Thank
where
you for that clarification, because there's been like an uptick in the videos and pictures of people posting pictures of vanilla ice cream with specks in it, and they're like very upset that it has black specks in it, telling everybody don't eat this, but vanilla's actually not white, it's black, right? So thank you for the clarity, because I thought this was going somewhere else.
She was gonna get busy about the ice cream.
She was.
I mean, just for everyone else that may have been thinking the same thing.
Yeah. For that's a great fact. That's a great fact. People don't know.
Black.
But vanilla's vanilla.
Flour is white. The bean is black.
Gotcha. But now vanilla shaming is folks basically clowning people for like having too plain of sex. And like enjoying like too bland of food, and it's just like, I mean, I get it, but I feel like it's kind of like going back to that Chris Rock thing, which is like everybody just wants to be a victim, right? Like it's like, okay, bro, like you're going to get teased in life, just a fucking fact. Let's get the fuck over it. Like everybody ain't coming after you personally. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I mean,
why are people picking this thing to bully people over?
I'm saying, what's wrong with some nice vanilla sex?
You said what?
I said, what's wrong with some nice vanilla sex? Like,
well, you want some vanilla sex, nigga? You lame.
I mean, like every now and then, niggas be tired, bro. Like,
hey, niggas do be tired. Sometimes you gotta goddamn just go with the back attack.
Look, a lot of that creativity falls on us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, Fred. You might get some pushback about that.
I'm sorry.
This whole hashtag Megan Thee Stallion knees.
That's facts, but how many of y'all got them? Okay, so I mean, yeah.
Fred trying to start a war. I'm trying to be a peacemaker,
and y'all ain't got the knees to be in the war.
But I go.
I'm just saying.
I think we're gonna have to have prayer after this one.
Why?
Because you're going so crazy,
bro. Read the comments on the Megan Thee Stallion knees. They admitted it themselves. They ain't got it.
But this is another thing. Like dudes be talking so crazy about like they struggling. Like you know how hard it is to like go for like 5 minutes.
Yes.
Like that's hard.
Yeah. You know,
but that's where I think porn got a lot of people fucked up too.
Yeah. Definitely.
Unrealistic. Those people are on drugs and are using extra stuff that you are not seeing.
Yeah.
I just
might be AI.
This is like
definitely AI.
Yeah, it's AI. Those are AI dicks. Them dicks ain't real. No, dicks don't even get that big unless you.
There's no way it's that big.
That dick ain't real. For sure.
Oh my God. They can't even use those dicks in real life. No, like average women do not want them.
Yeah, no.
Like at all.
Legend has it hurts. Y'all so funny, man.
Y'all really don't know the answer to that.
I know the answer. I would let the women speak for that.
Women? Women, y'all send into us. You can email us at allfacts@parliamaic.com. PARLIAMAIC.com. Yeah, spelled that pretty right. Email us, let us know what is y'all's favorite size, what's y'all's ideal size, what size you want for a one night stand, all of that. We just want to know, because I feel like all of that, it might be a little different.
To each his own.
To each his own. Yeah, or his. It's their, them, they, all of y'all. All of y'all's on.
No matter what your pronouns are. Yes, exactly.
We're pro pronouns over here.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very progressive podcast.
Here on the All Fast podcast. What'd you say? Everybody's ideas are...
Everybody's ideas only reflect on...
Slow down on that wee shit, cowboy.
He said slow down on that wee shit. Don't want to get canceled. All right. Speaking about sex. Talking about some good shit. Studies show that teens are having far less sex than they used to. You think that's a good thing?
Definitely.
Dang, y'all ain't getting no puss. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Because sex to me just has never been that deep of a thing.
I think that's actually terrifying. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
That they're having less sex?
Yes, because it segues
I like
into...
this distance that y'all have. I like this disagreement that y'all have.
I mean, I think it's sad that teenagers are having less sex because, you know, sexual exploration is really important, you know, especially like you look at like college kids and you look at teenagers and stuff like that. Who cannot say that they didn't have, well, I don't know, some people didn't have escapades and things like that. You know, you just learn a lot about yourself and your body at that time.
Don't let the red pill community hear you. They condemn all that shit. They want you to save your body for them.
Oh.
Yeah, they want a virgin that ain't never rolled no penis.
I mean, either way, there's a lot of like exploration personally that goes on at those ages.
For sure.
You know, especially like teenage and early college.
For sure.
And I think it does segue into how young people, like people age, I guess 16
to 25, because 16-year-olds is having sex. It's just what it is.
Well, just the age after teenagers are not having children as often or as frequently either. So it goes into like, okay, what's making people not have as much sex? What's making people not have children? You know, when they usually would have children by now, people are waiting way longer for that.
Because we are
broke and unhappy, right?
Broke and unhappy. Yeah. But also you got to think about, there's another correlation that people also have less friends. People also have less friends like 20 years ago.
Sounds like broke and unhappy.
Right. Like 20 years ago, like people had like around 4, 5, 6 friends. Now it's just like people are reporting that they have no friends. No friends, or like 1 or 2 friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you only have that many friends, because I mean, back then I feel like people were like having sex with their friends. Like,
well, there was also more incentive, you know, to go to gatherings and things like that.
Right.
If I can just, I remember when Snapchat first came like a thing, and I realized I could sit at home and look at Snapchat and see the party that's happening, you know, from 3 different angles of my friends who had gone and I didn't. So I didn't even have to go. Yeah. Think about how intense that is today. So there's less of an incentive. You look at like the 90s and you see Brandy and all of them hanging out, and you see all of those big gatherings where poetry slams and things. They didn't have anything else to do, you know. Right. They had no way of seeing those things unless they went.
Yeah, we was bored.
Yeah, and then also it might be a thing of like people are scared to go out because of like shootings and shit. People don't know how to act. Yeah. I feel like it's been so much of that people are just like, nah, I'm not about to go to this function. Yeah. I'm not about to go to this function and get twerked on by this girl and potentially
get shot. Yeah, process. Yeah, by her boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some
that
other
I already
shit.
saw on Snapchat.
Right.
He was like, oh, you what? Yeah. Oh, nah.
Yeah.
So it's just like with the young people not having any incentive to go outside, no incentive to have friends, no money, and like, no happiness.
At the same time, how, like when you say teenagers, well, you said 16 to 25.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm really younger than that, but like people, and it's so crazy when you contrast that with the way that people feel about sex. Like when the way that people feel about like, what is his name? Lil Nas X putting all of this stuff out in front of the kids, always going to turn them gay. and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B making WAP, WAP, whatever. Oh, it's sexualizing the young girls, again, sexualizing stuff like that. When the statistics are showing that they ain't even having sex the way that motherfuckers used to be. Yeah, they don't even get that far. You know what I'm saying? It's weird when you contrast that to like the uproar and like the mass hysteria around. They'll let you know that people just got a problem with those things. People got a problem with sexually liberated women and hugging on men, ass men.